Very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Herman Sokinyi, and I'm here with Wakili Willie Sotino. Wakili, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
I want us to have this conversation here. Now, the fuel prices have increased again by, of course, 8 shillings or thereabout. The government is saying that this is due to increase in global prices of oil. That is what they're saying. Before Ndini Nyoro came forth, of course, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Kiharu, and said, look, it's not about the increase in the global prices of crude oil or something of the sort. This is a scheme that is hatched here within the government here, and Kenyans must be aware of the secret addition of 7 shillings on top of the 18 shillings that was being charged for fuel levy. Let's have this conversation here, but at the same time, a lot is also happening. I saw President William Ruto at State House with some members of religious groups, and at the same time, and he still said that he's not actually worried about anything, and he's reiterated his decision to, and his ability to make tough decisions to take this country in the right
If
direction.
he's not worried, why is he telling us? Yeah, if
So
he's
that
not
you
wor-
know. So that
no,
you
if he's not, why is he telling us? He can as well keep
The
quiet.
president wants you to know.
No, if he's not worried, why is he telling us? If you're not worried about anything, you don't go shouting about it.
What is
I'm not worried about, for example, my friendship with Mwenje. So I'm not telling anybody about it. I'm not talking about it. I don't come here to talk about my friendship with Mwenje and his role in our administration when the time comes. So I don't talk about it. I'm comfortable.
he's
So
saying-
him, why is he telling us?
He's saying he's made a lot of tough decisions.
So
in
why
the
is he
past.
telling us?
And then
it's
people-
okay. But
you
then
guys are
listen,
uncomfortable with him.
No, it's okay. If he's not worried, why is he telling us? If he's talking about it, then it means he's worried.
Okay.
So that is a man dealing with his demons. Let him deal with them. And let's call this fuel thing for what it is. Number one, what they're trying to do, it's important Kenyans try to understand it. They are trying to secure an illegal loan, 175 billion.
Okay.
And they've promised their creditors,
Before
understand it first, please.
Okay.
They are trying to secure a 175 billion loan to get it. And they are telling their creditors that what we will do, we are going to increase fuel levy by 7 shillings to secure that amount. So the Kenyan people are going to be the sovereign to guarantee the payment of that amount for as long as they use fuel. So you are guaranteed, give us 175 billion, you'll receive your money.
Okay.
Illegal again. When we talk about odious debt, those are the odious debts we have in mind. Tell me where Parliament passed an approval for that loan to be taken. What is that money going to be used for? Which project is it going to finance? You should tell us
Based on-
where Parliament approved it.
Based on John Buddy's explanation, he's saying, look, it's not a secret that we've actually securitized this particular amount, the additional amount the additional amount on the fuel levy. There's around 7 shillings, as he was talking about here, that has actually led to what we are witnessing here. And he's saying for them, this amount is going to be used in the development of roads in the country.
So you ask yourself, we already have the fuel levy, which is again a secured charge paid by every consumer of fuel. That is the fuel levy used for the development and maintenance of roads. It already exists on our pump price. Why are you adding this additional 7 when this one already exists and is being applied? That to me is the problem. So over and above the fuel levy that is on our pump price already, you're adding an additional 7 shillings. And you're going to use it to secure a loan. A loan that Parliament never approved, that's not financing any project. It is a question of road maintenance and development. It's already covered in the fuel levy. And we have the Kenya Roads Board managing it every day. This one of yours, you are stealing our future. What is it?
So this particular increase of 7 shillings, or rather the amount that has been added on the fuel levy, don't you then think that can the government really add this without the approval of the Parliament?
That is the question that you ask yourselves. What are the parameters that the EPRA are meant to use to determine the price of fuel as approved by Parliament? This new parameter of securitization is not one of them. That is why they are still trying to lie. They were initially trying to lie that is because of the international pump price. It is not. It is purely to accommodate an illegality. Because in the ideal, the fluctuation of the pump price or determination of the pump price by EPRA should be within the parameters of what Parliament has approved. On this particular one, it doesn't fall within it. There was never Parliament ever said that you can adjust the pump price for purposes of securing another loan, using that increase to secure a loan. Is what they are doing. It's illegal. And a loan that Parliament has not approved for a project that we don't know. Which road? That's the question. Which road? Tell us exactly which road. And why was it not in the budget? In the Appropriations Act.
Okay.
Why is it being done now? They could have done it in the Appropriations Act. These are the odious debts, the illegal debts that others, Safina, were saying will never pay. The people taking those loans, will tell them the sovereign will not pay for those illegal loans.
Somebody is talking of this particular amount will supplement what is already in the budget. That is what he's saying. And you're saying...
So when you talk about supplement from where? You have a budget. What is an administration supposed to do? You implement a budget. Okay? And a budget shows the estimates of expenditure and estimates of revenue. You had already told us your estimates of revenue, where your money was going to come from, and how you are going to spend it. That is what gives you a balanced budget. So what is this new expenditure and revenue that was not in the budget, and Okinyi is saying you are supplementing the budget? What are you supplementing? You can't supplement what is not there. The budget itself should speak to revenue estimates and expenditure estimates, and it gives you a balanced budget.
Okay.
It does not need any supplemental. Okay? And even the concept of supplementary budget in our constitution. Go and read what it was meant to be. It was never about coming up with new projects or new ideas. No. It's about readjusting expenditures within what was passed as the budget. And it cannot be more than 5%. You're just playing with this sector, for example, are not able to absorb what was allocated to them. We allocate it to this particular one.
Okay. So Mbadi is talking of we are operating a very tight fiscal space, and therefore we have to do what is necessary in order to get us moving as a country.
So are you admitting that he has to commit illegalities to get us where we need to be? So we are no longer operating within the rule of law, correct? Then they should let us admit it, that we are not operating within the rule of law. We are now going to do things outside your constitution, outside your laws, and hope it will be to your best interest. They admit it. Then we can engage on that pedestal, knowing that the rule of law has been placed aside. It is their own subjective view of what is good for the nation that is not that cannot find accommodation in the law that they will be implementing. Let them say that, rather than pretend to be an administration. But when they try to do that, we'll also ask them, where do you get the power to do these illegal things? Who told you have the power to suspend the law as an administration? If you suspend the law, then you've suspended even your being in that office. Because you're in that office by virtue of the law. So where do you get the authority to suspend the law? You cannot suspend the law.
Okay, so truth, we may be having this conversation here, but then the truth is here that the prices of fuel have actually increased. Therefore, let us look at the implications of this to the general economy, and especially focusing on the prices of other basic commodities in the country.
So immediately, the price of every basic commodity will go up. Yeah. Fuel is a driver of the economy. People use fuel to produce. They use fuel for mobility. So even from border, they will increase their cost. People who use mechanized farming will increase their cost. So it affects everything, the cost of product. But remember, as these costs are rising, you are not seeing an increase in the income capacities of Kenyans. They are still earning the same if they are earning. What does it mean? It means you are going to affect their consumption. So where I could have used a border before, I'll opt to walk. Right? So less fuel being consumed. The border, if he was carrying 5 people per day, he's now going to carry 2 because 3 are walking. So he has less money in his pocket. Mechanized farmers are not going to deploy their tractors. They'll tell the family unit, now all of us have to wake up early in the morning to use our jembes to plow. Is that basic?
Yes.
So less consumption of that fuel. When there's less consumption of that fuel, it affects the entire economy. So these ideas that they're coming up with, these schemes they're coming up with, are not meant to benefit the economy. I'm sure somewhere along the way there's somebody eating 2 shillings out of that 5 that they've increased it by. These are legacy politicians lining their pockets to steal from the people of Kenya. That's got nothing to do with us. They don't care the impact on the economy. To them, they're seeing our next 2 shillings that I'm going to steal from the people of Kenya out of this fuel levy. How many liters of fuel do we bring per year? This much. I've made these billions for doing nothing. That is what it's about. And we must say it. We don't have to shy about saying it. These are schemes by people to fleece us. And they're going to do it. But the day of accountability will come, the day of reckoning, where they'll have to explain how you decided to adjust fuel pump price without following the parameters provided by the law and the regulations. They have to explain it.
Getting back to a little bit of politics, John Mbadi here, the CS in charge of Treasury and National Planning here, is one of the experts donated to the government by the Orange Democratic Movement Party in what we now call the broad-based government. Where do we actually get it wrong? Because we thought that having brought in the experts, then things would be a little bit different, but then we are still seeing the same kind of trends, and their fears that the cost of living may actually rise again due to some of these things. Where do we actually get it wrong?
But we get it wrong when you keep looking at legacy politicians. The more you look at legacy politicians who have been in this political system all these years, whose outcome is what you are going through, you think they'll be the solution. You are getting it wrong the more you keep looking at legacy politicians. The sooner we stop looking at legacy politicians, the better for us. Our country does not need these legacy politicians. All they exist to do is to look for their own individual comfort. When the individual is comfort, they expect you to say the entire tribe is happy. Man is sleeping in Homa Bay. 8 Homa Bay young men are now being charged in Kahawa and terror court for acts of terrorism. But they're supposed to be happy. Their offense was to mourn their colleague who was beaten to death in a police cell. When they mourn him and express their displeasure, they are now terrorists dragged from Homa Bay to be charged at Kahawa anti-terror court. But Pesa is sleeping in Homa Bay. They should be happy. That is what legacy politics is about. You're not supposed to question. You're not supposed to demand for a better society. You're supposed to be happy because your big man from your tribe has a big job, has a fat salary, is driven in a limousine. You're supposed to be singing Hosanna in praise of the big man. Even if you slept hungry, even if you are jobless, even if you are sick, not able to access healthcare services, even if you are out of school for lack of school fees, you are supposed to be happy. Kenyans must come to a realization that our future is only secure the moment we give a blind eye to these legacy politicians. But for as long as the pool you are going to pick from is these legacy politicians, then sit back and expect what is coming.
So you were talking of we need change, and therefore you are talking of a break from the legacy politicians who've always been here. If you look at the kind of leaders who've actually expressed their interest so far, of course, I know you are there in with Honorable Jimmy Wanjigi, alongside other leaders. Are you seeing some sort of a different, apart from you, different individuals who represent some sort of a break from the legacy politics? That
I've told you the legacy politicians are those who have been in office for the last 30 years. Anybody who is not in that space is not a legacy politician. People can discuss them.
And therefore can drive real change.
You can then now just understanding what is their policy, what do they stand for, what are their ideas, what's their proposed solution to the problem. That's the kind of a conversation we should be having.
Yes.
But I can't have that conversation with legacy politicians. No.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from the Candid Talk here. We've been having this candid conversation with Wakili Willie Sotieno, who is the deputy party leader of Safina Party. Of course, you are aware that the fuel prices have increased at the pump. And of course, we were just talking about it and trying to analyze, making you understand why this has actually happened. Weigh in and tell us what you think about how the government is actually handling the economy of this country even as we move towards the next general elections. Wakili here says that a new change, new crop of leaders have to come in so that things can be better. Do you believe that is the case? Tell us down there in the comment section. Allow me to stop for now. If at all you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel here. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okini.